Hey, you. It's another beautiful day. Let's watch some stuff.
The High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, or HAARP for short, was a U.S. government-funded facility in Alaska. Officially, it studied Earth's ionosphere, but many think it has a darker purpose. Some believe that HAARP is a secret weapon for weather manipulation, mind control, or even having the ability to cause earthquakes. And get this, HAARP shut down in 2013, but some say it's still operational, hidden from the public's eye. Are they just waiting for the perfect moment to unleash their power? What do you think? Is HAARP a secret weapon or just a misunderstood research project? Let me know in the comments, and if you're hungry for more, smash that like button and comment below for full details on the topic. Remember, the truth is out there. Like, comment, and subscribe for more Thought Files.
Every day I make a new video, and every day I find something that I knew nothing about. Had no clue about these items. I just saw one particular thing. It was this. And that's what made me want to look at this harp, right? And that's a terrifying device. And it's been there. This wasn't just put in there yesterday. I mean, yeah, I just learned about it today, but it's been there a while. And there's multiple of these devices, right? What on earth are they doing? Are they changing the weather for one reason or another? Is there something we should know about in our atmosphere that they're like trying to fix or alter for why? We're never going to know, the real reason why they're there, but they are interesting, to say the least. Having an average intelligence and an average curiosity and an average knowledge of what's going on around me, I don't know a whole lot of what's happening. And a lot of people are like that. So it's not surprising that there are things like this that, a great majority of the people just have no clue about. And what the heck are they doing? One thing says they're doing this, another document says they're doing that. What are they actually doing? Do we get to know? Probably not. Listen, I really appreciate you. I'm so glad you're here. If you're having a good time, please hit that thumbs up button, consider subscribing, and come back tomorrow because I'm making a new video every day.
Did you know that the Great Pyramid is almost perfectly aligned to what is called true north? Well, did you know that the Great Pyramid sides are on the exact line of the equator? And the three pyramids of Giza are perfectly aligned to match the belt of Orion. When you look at all the facts, it doesn't take a genius to understand that whoever built the most accurately aligned structure on Earth was not a simple people group using primitive methods, but incredibly intelligent workers sustained by some hidden insight. Tesla believed that the Earth was a giant electrical generator and that we could use the planet with its poles to conduct wireless electricity. Millions of people believe that the ancient pyramids are not tombs, but power plants emitting wireless technology. Now check out these ancient Egyptian carvings and notice, what is it that this mysterious thing is holding?
The builders of the pyramids could never know who would be smart enough to look at these pyramids and say, oh, they're lined up to this, and know when we were going to figure that out. But apparently they are lined up and these other things are still happening. However, how? Just how? It's those things that kind of boggle the mind, right? That's a lot of sciencey stuff, huh?
Four mysterious people believed to be Michael Jackson in disguise. Michael Jackson fans believe that Teddy Perkins, the character who attended the Grammy Awards due to the hidden messages in the Atlanta series, is Michael Jackson. Could Michael have disguised himself as Teddy Perkins?
Oh my God! It's Teddy Perkins! Glad you're alive. I was a little warm. Technically, but I did not. I'm still alive.
Michael fans believe that this mysterious man who spends a lot of time with Michael's children is actually Michael Jackson. Could Michael Jackson still be in contact with his children by disguising himself Michael fans believe that the man who attended his nephew's wedding ceremony is actually Michael. The fact that the man resembles the character, Mayor, that Michael Jackson portrayed in one of his previous music video was a surprising other detail for the fans. Millions of people believe that the person named Dave, who appeared on live broadcast after Michael Jackson's death, is actually Michael Jackson. If you want the second part to come, don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends.
I had a request over on my Facebook page to look into some of these celebrities that are still alive, like more Michael Jackson information and more Elvis Presley information, and for some reason, Prince. I cannot find anything on Prince still being alive other than, lookalikes and stuff that people see out in public or in Vegas or even in Los Angeles, stuff like that. But anyway, as far as this is concerned, I already did some on Dave. I don't like that theory because that was an actual kid who went through a horrendous experience and did pass away himself a while back. But those other three I hadn't heard before, and they do look a little, similar to Michael Jackson. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he's still alive, or is he just rolling over in his grave because we're all being stupid about this? I'm going to leave a link to that other video where I talked about these celebrities still being alive. Check it out.
Alexei Navalny was killed, though Russian state media says that he felt ill after a walk and then fell to the ground and died, with a press release on his death being released 2 minutes after he died. And it's important to remember Navalny was Putin's largest domestic critic. He often led nationwide protests against him and corruption. He led an investigation into the lavish lifestyle Russian leaders lived, while over 20% of the country still didn't have indoor plumbing. They then convicted him on sham charges to prevent him from running against Putin in 2018. And Navalny would later return to Russia in 2021 to serve his 30-year sentence in an Arctic Circle penal colony. And this as he had survived numerous poisoning attempts from Putin throughout the years, with the U.S. saying the fear of one man only underscores the weakness and rot at the heart of the system that Putin has built. Russia is responsible for this. The EU said that it was a grim reminder of what Putin and his regime are all about. The UK says that Russia will be held accountable, and in the past, Biden has said there would be devastating consequences if he was murdered. Meanwhile, you have Poland saying, Alexei, we will never forget you and will never forgive them. But in this moment, it's important to remember Navalny's most famous words. You're not allowed to give up. If they decide to kill me, it means that we are incredibly strong.
I know this was a couple months ago, but I just think it's so crazy how blatantly obvious Putin makes it that he is taking out his competitors. This happened right before the election, and he won in a landslide, right? And I just was thinking, how ballsy is that for him to just be like, all right, we're going to take this one out. We're going to take that one out. And there's people just dropping, and there's nothing anybody's going to do about it. We're like, oh, yeah, the Russian government did it. Yeah. But not in America. Everything here, when the government takes somebody out, it was an accident. And it looks like an accident. And I just think it's night and day, these two countries, isn't it? But they're both still doing the same thing.
Jimmy Hoffa was the former Teamsters president from 1958 to 1971. The Teamsters were primarily known as a labor union for drivers. In 1941, Hoffa and his Teamsters were in a turf battle with their rivals in Detroit. It was during this time that Hoffa would get involved with the mob. Hoffa hired the mob to get rid of the rivals in the city. It would end up working, but this meant that Hoffa was essentially owned by the mafia. In July 1976, it was discovered that the Teamsters' largest pension fund had been robbed of hundreds of millions of dollars. And only 2 weeks later, Hoffa would vanish. On July 30th, 1975, Hoffa was seen at a Detroit area restaurant. According to investigators, he was asked to meet two acquaintances at the restaurant at 2 p.m. However, they would never show up to the meeting, and when both were questioned by the FBI, they both insisted that no meeting was ever organized. To this day, Hoffa's case remains unsolved.
I play this because it makes me think of how many people that were in prominent positions have gone missing. And still to this day, nobody knows where they are. But there's so much speculation around Jimmy Hoffa and where his body was buried and what happened to him. I just watched the movie The Irishman Robert De Niro is one of my favorite actors, and he does fantastic in this, along with Joe Pesci and a handful of other big names. It was a great movie. Check it out. It does kind of talk about Jimmy Hoffa, quite a bit in his dealings with the mobs. I don't know necessarily how factual it is, but it was a really good movie. Also, check this out.
I'm going to tell you something. Jimmy Hoffa was picked up in a Burgundy Buick. He never left the car. Never left the car. As I know for a fact, the axle and the engine block was taken out, and they'll never find Jimmy Hoffa. It was put in a car crusher. The friction of that heat, he came out to be a 2x4 block of steel. The friction, he got rid of all the DNA. They weren't going to leave Jim. Look at him. He was buried in giant seas. They had him all over the place. And the FBI, every time they want their budget, we found more evidence. We're going to go dig up this for 6 months. Get out of here.
Right, because I've interviewed Michael Franzese a couple times, and he's always said that Frank Sheeran did not Jimmy Hoffa.
No. And he didn't Joe Gallo either. Because a kid from the neighborhood called the club. The only reason Joe Gallo just left us at the Copa, because Costello owned the Copa. I used to hang out there a lot. And he came to see Don Rickles. He was there with Jerry Orbach, his wife, Joe's wife, and him.
So Frank Sheeran may not have done it, but there is a huge possibility that he may have had it done. I mean, he was the man, right? He was the guy that had all the other guys do the things. So that's a possibility. Well, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you come back tomorrow, because I'm going to have another video for you tomorrow that's going to have other stuff in it, and it's going to be cool. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. It's going to be cool. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.